let us have a look what exactly Keysight as an organization we do. Keysight as an organization started way back in 1938 with the name of HP. So basically we were the part of the HP group, or I would say that HP as an organization started with a test and measurement organization. When these two gentlemen started the organization and way back in 1938, how our journey started in that. So till 38 till 1998, we were the part of the HP as a test and measurement group. When two line of business, HP spun off and created a new organization called Agilent. And finally, in 2013, both the group again got split with the test and measurement focus only in the Keysight side of that, and the life science is kept by Agilent organization. So this is how basically our almost 84 year of journey. We are in this industry as a test and measurement organization is almost, I would say, the 8 decade plus of that. So how it's relevant for you? So whatever the product we have, whatever the solution we have in the industry, we mark by industry or our customer as the #1 player. Whatever the solution we provide, either be an electronic design solution or chipset testing or software testing, any kind of a testing, even signal generators, we are marked as the #1 player in this. Very few statistics about our organization. So we just last month had completed our fiscal year, which is FY22. And if I share basically the financial strength, we have close to a $6 billion organization, which we just closed on. We have almost 15,000 plus employees worldwide who are representing Keysight as an organization. We have, this slide is, I would say that not properly updated, but around $40 billion is the market cap for the organization. And we have 20 odd R&D centers, one including India as well. So India also is a very focused country for us, where we are doing a lot of business as well as R&D side of that. So as I mentioned, once we say #1, what is the mean of that? Means almost every top organization, either you talk about the telecommunication players or the technology players or the even semiconductor testing organization, they use our product to benchmark their solution. Even any OEM in this industry, you take any name, whatever the infrastructure you are using, whatever the OEMs you are using in your organization, they are benchmarking their solution with the help of our products of that. So what exactly we do? Where basically we stand in this particular industry? So over a period of time, in last 7 years, Keysight has almost somewhere around 17 acquisitions. First, to complete the 5G complete end-to-end solution. So today, we are talking, everyone is talking about 5G. 5G is the buzzword. But how we are relevant for the 5G industry? We do testing from edge to core side of that. So any and every testing on the 5G, we have a solution on that. If you talk about the core or edge network side of that, we have solution. If you talk about anything on the application side, we have a solution for that. If you talk about even the quantum side of that or automotive or even service capabilities, we have solution for testing on the side of that. So means we are touching each and every corner in the testing side of that. Who all basically we cover? So if you talk about either your infrastructure is on network or the cloud side of that, we have a solution. Either your product is on the automotive side of that or the wireless, we have a solution for that. Even OT and IoT, if you have anything related to OT and IoT, we have solution. We can help you to test your solution, even any kind of a banking and financial institutes. We are basically managing almost all large stock exchanges worldwide with our solution and capabilities of that. So that's the kind of strength we are having. What solution we have? So it is a very, I would say, the generic slides which represent how entire solution we have framed from layer 0 testing, although it's mentioned here as starting from the layer 1, but entire testing starting from layer 0 to layer 7, we have solution. Either you talk about the drive test or the mobile test or even the network infrastructure test, we have solution for that. So let me tell you specific to this gentry, which is how it is important or why we are relevant for you guys. So we have 3 different solutions within our portfolio. Other than, as a Keysight, we have more than 2,000 plus product. But for this particular organization, this particular audience, these are the 3 solutions which are very, very relevant. One, as I mentioned, test. So we can do any and every kind of a testing to harden your product or solution or network side of that. Secondly is the security. Again, if I say talk about a security, we are not IPS, IDS or firewall organization. Again, we do all kind of testing to strengthen your security infrastructure of that. Last but not the least is the visibility. Once we talk about the visibility, how we can capture each and every packet, because every packet is important. If you suppose during the transit, if some packet got dropped, means you are not getting 100% visibility. So what exactly we do? We capture each and every packet and given to the relevant tool so that they can have 100% visibility of your network solution on that. So how basically is let me go back, sorry. So these are the trend and challenges the market is having. So either you talk about the application traffic growth, or you talk about the encrypted traffic growth, or virtualization or network security, and how Keysight is relevant for each and every challenge or market trend. These are the more important things, sir. So as I say, these are the solution or the variety of the solution which we can capture each and every industry. Start from the network visibility. So once, as I said, we can help you to get each and every packet copied and given to the right tool so that you can have 100% visibility of your network. Breach and attack simulation. We can help you to attack yourself. Because if someone has attacked you or basically steal your data, before that you can try yourself. You can find out the vulnerabilities. You can find out how the gap of your network can be bridged with the help of this solution. If I talk about the core infrastructure thing, which we just now discussed about that, so we can either do a testing on the device basis or the entire network side of that. That way we can help you with that. Even Wi-Fi or the convert services we can help. But more important question is, why only Keysight? Obviously, there are players in the market. So our Keysight leadership model, 360-degree view is basically we are touching each and every corner, start from the shareholders to the customer to the even our employees, but in a heart we always have customer success. Means you are important for us. Any development, any solution which is helping you is a focus for us. So that's the reason if from starting our inceptions till today, we always keep our customer priority. Any kind of a service support, any kind of a legacy, even as I mentioned, I forgot to mention in between. So whatever the product we have infrastructure or hardware based as well as the virtual. Means we can touch and help all the organization based on their requirement and capabilities of that. Last but not least, at least in my slide, we have a lot of awards which is recognized by the industry, just to again stamp how basically we are number one in this industry. Let us have one use case for you guys. So let me call my colleague Rahul to explain you how Zero Trust can help you to achieve your secure network. Rahul, please be on. Sure, thank you.
I'm Rahul Loharkar. I'm Solution Architect at Keysight Technologies for Visibility and Cybersecurity. So today I'm going to talk on the topic of building a foundation for Zero Trust Network Security. So before we go into the, before I take you into the journey of Zero Trust and what are the products and solutions we have for the customers in their journey of adopting a Zero Trust technology, let's have a overview of what exactly Zero Trust is. So Zero Trust is basically a mindset which is founded on the principle of trust no one, verify all. Okay. So basically it is a set of guidelines where each and every single user who is trying to access to the business critical applications in the network, whoever he is and from which department he is, he can be internal, he can be external, he can be employee, he can be a contractor, do not blindly trust. Okay. Validation, proper authorization and authentication has to be done for every single user. Okay. So if we go back, we are transforming the method of validating the user in traditional days at the perimeter level to a more data-centric approach where we are validating the user at every step as he goes into the network. So the security controls are there at every step in the process. Okay. The zero trust methodology or zero trust approach is increasingly getting adopted by most of the enterprise and government security teams out there. The reason is simple because there is an exponentially increase in the attacks. Okay, sophisticated skills are being used by the attackers. The work from home initiatives has been led by most of the organization, and considering all these factors, there is a need of deploying a zero trust approach, a zero trust model now than ever before. Agree? But there are some challenges associated as well. Okay, if you see, most of the business is trying to get digital. Every organization is trying to get closer to the user. For example, if we look for any industry, whether it is a food delivery industry, whether it is a banking sector, whether it is an insurance provider, whether it is a cab booking organization, any industry if we see, they are having mobile apps. What does that mean? That means they are getting closer to their customers. Okay? But if we try to correlate this, when they are trying to get closer to the customer, the attack surface is also falling. But previously the attack surface is at the data center. But with this approach, the attack surface following the customers, and customers can be anywhere, he can be everywhere, and he can try to access to the applications anytime, anywhere as he want, right? And whenever the security teams or the security leaders are trying to adopt to the new process, new technologies, they should think what can be the dynamics of implementing a security posture. What are the kind of attacks? What are the kind of new adversaries which are going to get into the network for this kind of dynamic network where there is no perimeter. It is a perimeterless network, right? And very important thing is the end-to-end visibility and the security analytics. Most of the organizations today also, they are failing in this approach. They do not have proper tools, they do not have a proper process, and they do not have technologies like threat hunting, security analysis, network analysis. So because of this, it is a time for them to think of adopting these technologies, and they should have a complete end-to-end visibility of their network applications user so that they can secure their network and they will be prepared for handling any attacks which can come anytime, right? Now, we all know, right, zero trust, we have been hearing this term since morning. Each and every presenter is trying to talk about the zero trust, but what exactly this zero trust is, okay? So it's not something a single product, or it's not a single solution where suppose if I decide today, if I want to get complied, or if I want to adopt zero trust technology or a zero trust approach, I will have a single product, I will put it in the data center and I'm okay, I have adopted. It's not something light, because it is a complex process. It is a use of existing tools, processes, people, combination of leveraging the existing ecosystem, and it is actually a mind share which has to be done between the different teams to adopt to this zero trust approach when they are getting into the journey of zero trust. So there are different frameworks from different organizations for adopting a zero trust framework, okay? But whatever we are discussing today, our discussion will be focused more towards the Forrester zero trust architecture, and there are different components of the zero trust architecture. So predominantly the people, network, devices, and workload. So these are the major components where the zero trust is more focused on, and of course data is at the center, because data is something which has to be accessible, which has to be secure, be it the data can be at rest or it can be in transit. So data plays a very important role, but whatever we are going to talk for next few minutes, we will be focusing on the network, the devices, and of course the security and the automation and orchestration part of it. Okay. So as far as Keysight is concerned, we are a market leader both in network visibility and security testing, and we are uniquely positioned and well qualified to offer our products and solutions in the entire life cycle of zero trust. Okay, we have a products and solution right from the validation of the existing infrastructure, where we can validate the security efficacy, we can validate the the configurations and the security controls. So right from the validation to the visibility of the network. So when I say visibility, if you see an enterprise network, each and every security tools out there want access to the data, because unless they have a data, they cannot process it, they cannot apply security controls. So from an architectural standpoint, it is bit complex how the data, when it is coming from the internet side and when it is hitting to the perimeter firewall, how the data can be captured and given to this inline and out of band security tools. Okay, so we are very much positioned and we have aligned our products and solution with the zero trust offering, both from a validation and from a visibility point of view. Now let's have a little bit a use case where we play a role when it comes to the visibility. Okay, so one of the component when I discussed in the architecture was the network, and when we talk about network, the network should be should be able to isolate, it should be available. So the concept of micro segmentation is most of the next generation firewall vendors are placing the firewalls at the internal segments rather than at the boundary. So this is where we are achieving the micro segmentation, right? So these firewalls can be your physical firewalls or these can be your software firewalls. Physical firewalls are meant for protecting the people and the resources out there, and the software firewalls are there to protect the virtual infrastructure. So these physical firewalls are sometimes also referred to as east-west firewalls or internal firewalls, whereas the perimeter, they are referred to as north-south firewalls. So from an architectural standpoint, if we look right, since they are sitting before the resources, so definitely the high availability and high resiliency is always the most important and the critical point to be considered here. Okay, because in case the the firewall something happens, then there will be no availability, or in case of breach or attack happens, then it should be quickly able to be recovered from that scenario so that it can be made available. So that is where from a Keysight standpoint, the ones which is highlighted in the red, that is the bypass switch. So bypass can be deployed along with the firewall, so that will make sure that there is a complete high availability, and also from a resiliency standpoint also it can be able to quickly bypass, so that there is no impact on the availability of the resources. Okay. Now coming to the the second use case, we are talking here about when the firewall is at the border level. So the perimeter firewall, when it is at the border, and when the traffic is the users are trying to access to the resources which are there, which are hosted in the LAN side. So that way, once the traffic crosses the perimeter firewall, there are a lot of inline and out of band security tools sitting out there, right? Like IPS, WAF, APT, out of band tools like IDS or SIM. So all this needs traffic. Okay, so that is where we have a network packet broker which can be integrated with all these security technologies, and we sit between as a part of network, and by sitting we can filter the traffic to rest of these security tools. Let's say if WAF need the web traffic, we can only give the web traffic to WAF. and so on and so forth. That is why that is how we are doing the value addition, making sure the high availability and the resiliency is addressed. Okay. So these are the few of the security technology partners with whom we work, and our product is technology agnostic, and we work with most of the security technologies out there. And these are the benefits of the visibility architecture which we have already discussed, so I will skip this. Now let's have a look on the second part, that is the validation part. So from a validation part, we will focus on the devices and the automation and orchestration point of view. So when it comes to the devices, with the help of our product, which is breach and attack simulation, we are very well placed to ensure the endpoint security, whether the endpoint security is working as expected or not. We are there. So this breach and attack simulation is actually it is not a one more security tool, but it is validating the security posture, the security efficacy of the existing endpoints. We can do endpoint assessment, we can do network assessment, and we can do email assessment. So when talking about little bit more on the network assessment, we are the ones who can do the assessment for the DLP, URL filtering, IPS, and we not only do the assessment, but we are making sure that we provide best in class recommendations if there are any misconfiguration. Okay, because customers, no doubt, they have all the best of the best security tools out there, but the very important thing is that whether those sitting are properly configured or not, whether they are properly managed or not. So all these things can be tested out so that they can improve their security posture. So this is the overview of our breach and attack simulation. So threat simulator, it's very easy to deploy. It can be deployed in just few minutes. We can simulate the entire cyber kill chain. We follow the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So all the phase of the cyber attack life cycle can be simulated with this solution. And this is all SaaS based. This is completely software based. And as I mentioned, this is not only does the assessment, but also the remediation steps can be provided so that customers can improve their security posture. And it has basically three components. One is the web UI, where we can configure the test. It has a dark cloud, so we have a rich library of malwares and latest attacks. We have our own ATI team, we have our own threat intelligence, and that team is constantly working on updating the threats and the database. So that is how we are making sure that whatever the simulation we are doing, it is completely safe, because the communication will happen only between the dark cloud and the agents which are deployed on the workloads, which are deployed on the devices. Okay. So these are the benefits. It's easy to deploy. We provide remediation steps. Now to summarize, okay, Keysight is uniquely positioned to offer a complete life cycle as far as zero trust approach or zero trust methodology is concerned. We have product and solution which can validate the existing security controls of be it endpoint, be it network, or be it email. And with our visibility solutions, we are the ones who can capture the traffic. We have a solution where we can decrypt the traffic as well, in case if for security analysis purpose, if there is a need to decrypt the traffic, we can decrypt the traffic and give the traffic in a clear text format for security analysis. We can even sit in line, we can remove duplicate packets. So there are a lot of other things which we can sit before the security technologies, and then we can give the traffic as and when that is required. Okay. So that is where that's it from my side. We have a booth over there. If there are any questions related to the visibility or the validation part of it, we are very much available. Thank you.